So we're going to carry on with vectors today. As I was just saying to Poppy, it's one of my favourite topics. I think they're very satisfying, and I think we're going to spend a few lessons on them. I think we might as well go as hard as Hegarty gets on these. So, but we'll build up. We'll take our time. We're doing well with the scheme of work. Now, just one thing I wanted to mention. You're all, well, most of you are, well, all of you are excellent at completing the Hegarty exercises. And most of you are very good at uploading your work, and it's really nice to see how well you're setting out your workings. What I would appreciate if you don't get 100%, and then what lots of you do, absolutely what you should do, you go and correct your work. Can you just make it clear as you're uploading it that you understand that you got it wrong, where you went wrong? Okay, so don't just go and say, oh, okay, the answer is minus a plus b, God knows why. Just let me know. Just say, yeah, I got 71%, and just a one-liner saying, yeah, and I'm fine. I understand where I went wrong. And then basically, in my mind, you've got a full understanding of the topic. Or if you say, well, I don't really still get number 3, that's good for me to know, because then I can just see if there's anything I need to do to sort of help you. So obviously, if you get 100%, there's absolutely no need to leave a comment, because you've obviously got a 100% understanding. But anything below 100, and I'm not saying you've got to keep taking the test again until you get 100. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, can you just, when you upload your work, just make it clear to me that, yeah, I didn't quite get it all right, but I see where I went wrong. That would be great. Okay, so you're going to be doing Hegarty 631, please. It's the first couple of questions seem to be similar to what you did before, but the point just isn't halfway along. And then 3 and 4 is starting to get us to about GCSE level. Okay, so I'm just going to model one of the types for question 1 and 2, and then I'm just going to model one of the questions that comes up looking like 3 and 4. So the Hegarty is going to have 4 questions, 2 of the first type that I'm modeling, 2 of the second type that I'm modeling. So here's an example of question 2. Okay, so read the question. All right, I was just saying to Poppy, because he was saying, yeah, I kind of like it, but I'm not quite sure what the whole point of it all is that you've just got to visualize this as being like a village. All right, A, B, and C are points in the village where Andrew, Ben, and Chris live, and then the roads that you're allowed to go down are the roads that have got the little a and the little 2b. You can't go directly from B to C. So let's just process what we've been told in this question. Vertices, so corners A, B, and C form a triangle. Point P is a point on BC such that B to P to C is 1 to 2. So the first thing you've got to do is just get that 1 and that 2 in the diagram. Okay, B to P to C, the ratio is 1 to 2. Now we're being asked to express the vector that takes you from C to P. So the first thing you want to do is just go and gather your thoughts on how do you get from C to P. Now C to P is 2/3 of C to B. So just make sure you understand that. Okay, it's 2 miles along out of 3. Now you can't go from C to B. There is no road there. You've got to go from C to B along the roads that are in your village. So you've got to go from C to A and then A to B. You're going from C to A and then from A to B. So always just set the scene, write that down. Now, are you able to go and convert that into little a, little b format? You absolutely can. Going from C to A is going along this road the wrong way. So that's minus A. And then from A to B, well, that's clearly going the correct way along that. So that's plus 2B. So that's fine. So C to P is 2/3 of CB, and we've just gone and worked out what CB is. So just picking up on the first one, I'm just repeating that. CP is 2/3 of CB. Now that is 2/3 of minus A plus 2B. That's what I've just worked out. Then just apply your normal algebraic skills with the claw. So that's minus 2/3 A and plus 4/3 B. Okay, I've just done the claw. I've done 2/3 times minus A and 2/3 times 2B. Now, I think it's handy just to actually just then reflect on what we're saying. We're saying going from C to P. Okay, going from C to P, you're really going minus 2/3 along A. So that would be about there, going the wrong way, about 2/3 along. And then it's 4/3 of a B. So imagine yourself heading off in that angle, but not doing a 2B. We're just doing we're doing 1 1/3 B. And that's what would take you there. Do you see that's parallel to that? So that is really a representation of our final answer. Our final answer is CP equals that. So we're describing, so to really coming back to Poppy's point to me, what are we actually concluding? Well, we've answered the question. We've been asked to express the vector in terms of A and B. That's what we've done. We've written CP in terms of A and B. But what does that mean? What that means is if you were sort of going cross country in your village, if you like, to go from Chris to Peters, you've gone minus 2/3 of an A, and then you've done 4/3 of a B to get to Peters. So you've gone along the road here, and you've cut across the fields a bit. Now, that's going to be what questions 1 and 2 are like in the Hegarty. And a bit more like it, that was just me, just in case my software didn't work. So this is one that's a bit more meaty. And I think hopefully you'll enjoy these. Now, we are being asked here to express the vector from O to P. From O to P. So not just this bit here, we've got to go all the way from O to P. So let's start off by processing the information the question's told us. P is a point on AB such that BP to PA is 3 to 2. So BP to PA is 3 to 2. Okay, so I need to go from O to P. Now, how am I going to go from O to P? I've got two choices. I could go that way, or I could go that way. Now, either way, you will end up with the same answer, so it doesn't matter. But just make a decision and write down to the person who's marking your answer which way you've chosen to go. Now, I'm going to go this bottom way. So I'm making it clear that to go from O to P, I'm going to go from O to A, and then from A to P. Okay, right, now I'm thinking all the time, how close am I to being able to turn that over into being in terms of little a and little b? Well, O to A, I'm already there, that's just 2A, that's easy. Now, A to P, how am I going to get that in terms of A's and B's? Well, I'm going to have to go and take the proportion of A to B. Okay, that little bit there is a proportion of A to B. So let's just go and process that. So I'm just repeating the O to A, but that A to P is 2/5 of A to B. Just check you're okay with that. A to P is 2 out of those 5 miles, so it's 2/5. And again, say to yourself, the bits that I've got here, this OA and this AB, am I able to go and turn those into little a's and little b's? Well, I am now, because OA is obviously 2A. Now, A to B is obviously AO and OB. So I can now go and change my answer into little a and little b format. So remember what I've said to you before, you're either in this capital letter with arrow format, or you're going to be in little a and little b format. Don't mix and match. So O to A is easy, that's just 2A. Now A to B is boom, boom. So that's minus 2A plus 2B. And now I've just got to process the algebra, guys, and simplify. So that's 2A. Do your claw and claw. Well, plus times a minus is a minus. And 2 lots of 2/5 is 4/5. Obviously, a plus times a plus is a plus. And 2/5 times, so that's going to be 4/5 B. And then just finally, I've got to gather up my A's. So what is 2A? Well, 2A is, if we're dealing in fifths, 2A is 10/5, isn't it? So 10/5 take away 4/5 is 6/5 A. And then I'm adding on my 4/5 B. I'm just going to check I've got that right. I did this earlier just to check. So, yeah, 6/5 A plus 4/5 B. Yeah. Okay. So again, that's our final answer. That's what you're going to be popping into Hegarty. But let's just again visualize what we're saying. We're saying going from O to P comprises, you go 1 1/5 along A. So that'd be about there. And then we do 4/5 of a B. So we're going off at that angle. Okay, and we don't do a whole B, we just do, that's 2B, so 1B would be about there, so 4/5 would be about there. Yeah, and that feels right. That just feels like that takes me from there to there. Okay, so that's it, guys. Just go and have a go at that Hegarty. Which one was it again? I can't remember what I said. It was Hegarty 631. All right, and any queries, let me know. Obviously, I'll be keeping an eye out for your percentages. So good luck.